Every Saturday morning was quiet in Somoto's house. Not peaceful, quiet. The kind of quiet where they enter house when every Naira don already get assignment before he arrive. His wife, Adobe, was 7 months pregnant. Every Saturday before sunrise, she carried a market bag and headed to the market. Before leaving, she always asked, "Anything you want make I buy?" And Somoto always replied, "Buy only wetin we go need." Because for their house, wanting and needy were two different things. Somoto wasn't lazy. That was the painful part. He tried warehouse jobs, construction jobs, and even delivery jobs. Sometimes he got work, most times he got promises, and promises don't pay rent, right? Meanwhile, Adobe kept preparing for the baby. One tiny vest, one pair of socks, one small cap at a time, building a future piece by piece, while Somoto was still trying to build himself. One day, a friend sent him a prediction. He almost ignored it. Almost. Instead, he staked 2,000 naira. The next morning, he won 18,000. It wasn't life-changing money, but it felt like life had finally smiled at him. The money bought groceries, paid bills, solved problems, and Adobe smiled. That smile stayed with him, so he played again and won again. Not enough to get rich, just enough to stay interested. The most dangerous traps don't look like traps, they look like solutions. Across town lived Zina, an engineering graduate. Smart, disciplined, she approached betting like a science project. Studied odds, studied patterns, studied probabilities. Then she placed a small bet and won, then won again. Slowly, she stopped studying the system and became part of it. Months passed. Somoto kept winning just enough. Yes, just enough to pay something, just enough to solve something, just enough to believe he had found an answer. Soon, checking odds became a habit, then a routine, then a lifestyle. Adaobi noticed the changes first. He checked his phone during meals, during conversations, before sleep. One evening, she was talking about the baby. Halfway through the story, she stopped talking. Somoto didn't notice. His eyes were on the screen. One afternoon, Somoto met Zina inside a betting shop. They talked, shared predictions, compared strategies. Both believed they understood the game. Neither realized the game understood them better. Then the losses started, small at first. One loss, one win. Two losses, another win. Enough hope to keep them playing, because hope can be more addictive than money. Somoto didn't notice the first thing he lost. It wasn't money, it was presence. He still sat beside Adobe, but he wasn't with her. He still heard her, but he wasn't listening. He still came home, but part of him stayed elsewhere, inside odds, predictions, possibilities. Then the call came. Adobe was in labor. She called once, no answer. Twice, no answer. 3 times, nothing. Somoto was in a betting shop. One match left. 30 seconds remaining. He looked at the phone, then looked back at the screen. 30 seconds later, he lost the bet, then answered the call. By the time he reached the hospital, his daughter had already been born. Adaobi looked at him quietly, then said, "You came, but you weren't here when I needed you." And Somoto knew she wasn't talking about that day alone. The next morning, Zina called her mother. She hadn't done that in years. Her mother answered immediately. "Zina, are you okay?" That question broke her, not because it was dramatic, because it was kind. Through tears, she said, "Mama, I don't think I'm okay." 2 days later, Zina stood outside her mother's gate, small bag in her hand, heavy heart in her chest. The gate opened. Her mother stepped out, opened her arms, and Zina walked into them. No lectures, no accusations, just love. The money disappeared. The wins disappeared. But those weren't Somoto's biggest losses. One evening, Adaobi packed a bag, not because of debt, not because of money, because she was tired of feeling alone. Before leaving, she said, "I didn't lose you in one day. I lost you small. And somehow, that hurt than every lost breath." Years later, Somoto couldn't remember his biggest win. He couldn't remember the odds, the matches, or the scores. But he remembered 30 seconds. 30 seconds to choose a screen over a phone call. 30 seconds to arrive late to a moment that would never happen again. And that's when he finally understood. Gambling didn't take his money first. It took his attention, then his time, then his presence, then the people who got tired of waiting for him.
The house doesn't always win by taking everything at once. Sometimes it wins slowly. A little attention today, a little time tomorrow, a little presence next week. Until one day you realize the things you were trying to win money for are the very things you have been losing, because the most valuable things in life were never for sale, and some moments can never be won back. See you next time. Bye.